Welcome to Arizona Barrio Stories and Latino USA TV. I don't know about you, but I love to be enlightened. Today, we're going to have somebody that will enlighten us on some topics you may or may not be aware of. Once again, we have Alex Juarez with AARP Arizona, and be prepared. You might want to even grab a pencil and paper. Alex, welcome back. Like I said, I like being enlightened, and sometimes there are things out there that we're not aware of, and I know you're going to give us information that's going to help us today. Welcome.
Hola, Irma. Great seeing you again. Thank you so much, and to everybody watching us, also hello. And it is true, every single day we can learn something new. And today we're going to talk about the importance of credit freezing, the 6 easy steps on how to do credit freezing.
Now, the last time we got together, we talked about scams, we talked about being hacked, and we talked about people that may want to infiltrate your computer and maybe try to hack you and your credit. So today is kind of like a follow-up and things to do. And I want to thank you. We were talking off camera, and there are things I did not know that you could do. Yeah. So let's go ahead and start talking about these criminals that are out there trying to get our credit or use our credit or our information to do things.
Absolutely. I think prevention is the word that we want to use, right? We want to have prevention before something happens where somebody steals our identity and tries to open up a bank account, a credit card, you name it. That we want to have that prevention.
I wasn't aware that you could do things. I just thought, okay, if somebody hacks me, what are the things to do to help? But you said there's things that we can do way, way in advance.
Yes.
So let's talk about those steps.
So there's simple 6 steps that we can follow, okay? And it is important to follow these steps. So the number one, the most important one is that when you first start talking about it is for prevention, before anyone can steal your identity or your credit card information, you name it. Just very important. You want to gather all the information that you have, your Social Security, all your documents for finance, your bank statements. Very important to have past addresses where you have lived. I don't know if you've ever filled out an application where they ask you, they do like a run, they run a credit check, and they check your addresses. They ask you, which one of these addresses did you live at? And it can go back as far as 20, 25 years. So you got to make sure that you remember the addresses. So once again, collect all the information that you're going to be needing to provide to the services, to the people that you're going to be calling on.
I think the last time I did that was maybe filling out a transcript for the university, and they asked me about previous addresses. I really had to think hard, and some of them I didn't remember.
You go back 20, 25 years, like, oh, where did I live? I don't remember the address. But definitely, okay. So number 2 step, you want to make a folder. You want to have a folder where you keep all your information. Everything that you collected, you want to keep in that folder. Now, remember, very careful, it's got to be a secure folder. You can do it in your computer and make sure that what do you have to have in your computer? Make sure that people don't tap into your computer and steal your information. You got to have security, right? Service like a Norton, for example, antivirus or something where you can lock your computer, make sure that people are not stealing your information online, because that is very possible as well. So number 3 is you're gonna go to one of the credit bureaus, and there's 3 credit bureaus that we're gonna talk about. Equifax, there's Experian, and TransUnion. Those are all the 3 credit bureaus that basically monitor our credit. Everybody's credit is monitored by those 3 agencies, okay? Now, you can either do a credit freeze, or you can do what is called a lock, where you lock your accounts, basically. There's a difference between them. So the first one, the credit lock, it basically instantly locks and unlocks your credit history as you need it. It's very easy. You can just go into your phone.
You're the only one that
can do it, unless somebody knows your information, your Social Security, etc. It's provided as a service with other security features as well. So companies like, for example, LifeLock or Credit Karma offer those services where they offer you antivirus protection. They protect you. They also give you your credit monitoring. So they provide other services on that as well. And then finally, the credit lock may cost you money. Some of these agencies, not the three credit bureaus that I told you about, but other private companies can charge for that service to monitor your accounts, your credit, etc. Now, the difference with the credit freeze, okay, with the credit freeze, it requires one business day to activate the account. All right. Number two, you need to contact the credit bureau to add or remove the freeze. You can't do it yourself. You have to contact them directly. And number three, very important, this is a free service through those three agencies that I told you about. So Equifax, TransUnion, and also Experian. There's free service. So you can do it yourself. You don't have to pay for the service. If you don't want to, you can go directly to these three credit bureaus and they'll take care of it for you.
And will they notify you, say somebody does try to get into your account? Is there a notification letting you know that, hey, somebody tried to tap into your account?
Yes, you will be notified. If they see that there's something going on with your account, you will be notified either by email or you will be contacted by the credit bureau.
So creating a folder, not necessarily a paper folder, but an online folder, correct?
You can create a paper folder. There's a paper trail, but again, you've got to be very careful not to lose it. It depends on who has access to your folders, to all your information at home. So I would say, keep it in a safe computer. That way you know exactly where it is, and it's a little bit more safe than if you have it in a paper trail. Step number four, Irma. Number four is to verify your identity. You will need to furnish your past and present addresses. So that's what we were talking about. They will be asking you, where have you lived in the past 20, 25 years? Give me the address that you've lived in. Or they'll tell you, these are the three different addresses that we have. Which one did you live at? And you've got to let them know. Because that way they determine whether it's you or not. Mm-hmm. And that's a good protection to have. That way if somebody steals your identity, they ask those questions. If you don't, they probably don't know where you lived 20, 25 years ago. It's hard for us to remember where we lived 20, 25 years ago.
I'm even thinking 30, 35 years.
Exactly.
So,
absolutely.
Hey, Gil, where are you? You might have to do a lot of researching.
That's right. Now, they'll ask you in step number 5, they're going to ask you to create a PIN, okay, a 4-digit PIN or 6-digit PIN sometimes. Very important that you keep that PIN safe, okay? Make sure you don't provide it to every single person that you know or your family members. I mean, obviously, it's people that you trust, okay? And finally, step number 6, you repeat the process with every single one of those credit bureaus. So you're going to call Equifax, you're going to call Experian, you're going to call TransUnion, the 3 companies, and you're going to basically do all those steps again.
Repeat the process.
So it takes a little time, but it's definitely worth it, Irma.
I don't know if this kind of relates to us, but I would think once somebody does this, to also, and you kind of touched on it, give access to somebody else in case something happens to you.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
We had a relative pass away, and he supplied us, and he didn't know he was going to pass away, but he supplied us information that we were able to take care of his ending wishes.
Right.
And as far as credit, we had to close out accounts on his behalf.
Absolutely. Very important to have a loved one or somebody that you can trust with those specific passwords or information that we're going to have to provide if we're not there to provide that information. So remember last time we talked about password managers as well. So very important to have like a password manager rather than putting the same online password. You want to have a password manager that can keep track of your passwords. Very important not to have the same password for your bank account than it is with your email, for example. If somebody gets a hold of your email password and you have the same for your bank account, guess what? Very simple for them to do it. They can hack you fairly simple.
I hope we don't leave people today feeling paranoid. I know last time I said we were kind of paranoid with all these things, but information, being educated on this is the key, being aware that there are people out there that are trying to constantly get into your either identification or your financial records.
Absolutely.
So I want to thank
Absolutely.
you. Is there anything you would like to add that maybe that we didn't hit on?
Again, the importance of prevention, I think, is really key here, making sure that we protect ourselves before something happens, a fraud or identity theft on it.
Is there a link within AARP, say if they want more information?
Absolutely. The telephone number on the screen, and also by visiting aarp.org/fraud watch. So again, aarp.org/fraud watch.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for these new tidbits. Like you said, education is the key, being aware.
Thank you, Irma.
Well, this is good information, but at the same time, we need to be aware of these things that are happening everywhere. These things might be happening to you or a neighbor or a relative. Please be aware, take notes, and hopefully we will have helped you prevent something from happening to you. This is Irma from AARP Arizona, Arizona Barrio Stories, Latino USA TV, thanking you, and we hope to see you soon.